Worst case scenario, if you guys aren't entertained, we'll have Shawn's girlfriend wax his chest on national television. We'll all get a laugh and go home. What is going on, Canada? Paul Bissonnette here, and I know recently you guys saw the trailer that I posted to my social media as well as Sportsnet, and it's finally arrived. The Sportsnet NHL 20 Bracket Challenge presented by EA. And I know some of you people stop by to watch real hockey, but we're going to go into some gaming considering we don't have the real hockey right now. And also we're going to get to know some of these guys' personalities. And of course I can't do so by myself. I'm going to need a co-host. So I'm going to introduce him right now. Shawn McKenzie, what is going on?
Well, I'm happy to be a part of this. I'm not going to lie, when I found it, I had the chance to work with you. I was pretty excited to work with such a professional influencer and professional podcaster such as yourself. I actually found out that you did play some hockey back in the day, and I was blown away with this opportunity to get the chance to work with you. And just to give everyone a little bit of an idea of what we are working on, what this is all about, it is an EA Sports Bracket Challenge. NHL 20, 16 competitors, some of the top female hockey players in the world, some of the top NHL hockey players in the world, some broadcasters as well. They'll be battling it out in a bracket challenge. Thousands and thousands of dollars on the line. The winner gets to donate to their charity, Paul. I'm pretty pumped.
Very nice of you to throw in a few jabs off the top there. I know I'm not technically a Sportsnet employee, but I will be making call to HR. And I tell you what, before we get working too much together, I'm going to have to get some advice from my co-host from Spit and Chicklets, Ryan Whitney, to maybe give you some tidbits on how to handle my my drama. Ryan, what's going on, man?
First, I want to say God bless you, Shawn. You have no idea what you're in for. You think, media, this game's fun. Good luck, because I'll tell you right now, this guy, well, many times a genius, I'll even say, in terms of idea and being original and content creation, he's a psychopath. It's realizing that you're really never going to have a down moment, because the minute you think that the game's off and that it's time to chill, he's going to be like, where's this? Where's that? You got to do this. I love you, buddy, but you don't understand when my brain gets going, I need you going. So listen, it's all going to be fun, because in the end, it's always success. But this is a dude that will drive you insane.
That's fair. Shawn, do you have any more questions so I can stop taking this punishment in front of a national audience?
No, but it's like, it's what makes you who you are. I always tell him this. It's like, he has to be like this. He's just in his own world. It's Biz world.
I was a little nervous already, but now this is starting to scare me a little bit.
No, best case scenario is he now feels like, oh man, I'm not going to do this to Shawn. So, and he makes it maybe a little bit easier on you.
See, I will say, I was afraid I wasn't going to get a word in, and we've had a couple meetings already, a few kind of procedures, and they've mentioned a few promo reads. We got to talk about a certain charity, certain numbers, a lot of memorization. He's already passing the buck to me, like, Shawn, you'll handle it. So I'm basically doing all the ugly work. I'm going to read the promo reads. Biz is going to go off. So I don't even know if I'll get a word in with this guy. But my biggest question, though, is I obviously listened to a lot of Spit and Chicklets with you guys, big fan. And, I saw Grinelli got a Rolex engraved. Biz is always buying him drinks when he sees him out. Like, how many episodes of these do we have to do before I might have to get a Rolex or a free dinner out of this?
Hey, you better not get ahead of yourself. Brunelli never mentioned anything. But Biz, as much as we give him for being cheap, he is one of the most generous people I know. So he's always taking care of bills. He just eats that cheapness, and he kind of has to wear it now. It's just it is who he is in the Chicklets world.
That was a nasty rumor started by Austin Matthews, and it's gotten out of control. So I'm trying to redeem myself.
Yep.
Maybe I'll get you a nice little charcuterie board or something, Shawn.
I got
the breaks on the Rolex. That's all. That's a big rumor. We're gonna squash that.
Yeah.
Whit, is that that's pretty much all the time you got, or what?
No, I kind of got to run here, but I can't wait to see this. So this is going to be interesting. And Shawn, just hang in there. Like I said, be patient and let the man do his magic.
Well, thanks, Whit. I needed some words of advice, because I think working with Biz is going to be a bit of a handful, but I'm looking forward to it. So without much further ado, we get you right into the meat of what we're talking about, the EA Sports Bracket Challenge presented by EA, of course. A lot of other leagues have done this EA Sports, the battle, the gaming, the brackets. Ours is a little bit different because it is about the gaming. It is about watching these guys play NHL 20, but it's about so much more. We're going to have some celebrity guests along the way. We're going to talk about guys' shoe collections, their cars, their houses. We're going to take a little bit of a deeper dive into their life. So let's get to the meat of what we have here, the bracket. We took some time earlier before we shot this. We pulled some names out of a hat. It's very official, very legit. So here it is. In the very first matchup, we have Evander Kane going up against Faisal Kamisa. I can't speak for Evander Kane. I'm not sure just how talented he is. I have seen Faisal play. Evander, you should cruise to an easy victory. The next guy.
I wanted to go back to Evander. I've actually played golf with Evander Kane, and he's very competitive in anything he does. So I would imagine he does take down Faisal as well. And as you were just mentioning in the next bracket here.
Wait, before I have a question. Is it true that you're a sandbagger on the golf course?
We're not going to go into that, please, okay? I will say, though, he did spank me up and down the golf course that day, but I did have a nice come from behind tie on the 18th hole. We'll get into that when he comes on.
Did. Of course you did. Now, this is a really interesting one because the dynamic here is strange. It's Alex DeBrincat versus Steve Dangle. So you got an NHL player versus arguably one of the biggest NHL fans. And word has it, Alex DeBrincat has his own Twitch feed, loves playing NHL. I've played with Steve and kind of seen him play, and he's a diehard. So this right here might be our biggest dark horse match early for two guys that take the game real serious, and you know one of them is going to be pretty upset about losing.
Hardcore fan would be an understatement for Steve Dangle. I would probably use the word jock sniffer, if that's okay, on Sportsnet here. I don't know what your guys' rules are exactly. But Alex DeBrincat, I will say, is a bit of a vault. So I will be having a few of his teammates stop by because we got to go Sherlock Holmes on this guy. We're going to open him up and figure out exactly what type of guy he is. And as you mentioned, a very good gamer. So he'll be impressive with the joystick. Is that what they call it? The joystick?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. I love how you
Some of our older audience anyway.
I love how you ask if you're allowed to say something after you say it.
Yeah, we might have to do another take on that one. So I don't know exactly what the rules here are, and maybe I'll have my own meeting with HR. We can actually be in there together like stepbrothers.
I think we should.
Oh, you're a little flustered there.
By
the way, since we're talking about you now, I think you look like John Mayer. I think you look like John Mayer with a mustache, at least the Canadian version.
That is the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Kirkland brand. I don't know if we're allowed to say that because they're not one of the sponsors, but let's actually get back to the bracket here.
No, we're talking Kirkland brand. Talk about your career.
Hey, you're lucky we're not in the same room. If this is going to continue throughout this whole process, maybe you have to find a different, or I'll have to find a different co-host.
Speaking of HR, did you just physically threaten me?
Moving on, our next matchup, actually another media member, James Sobalski, will be taking on what I think is probably the front runner for the Norris Trophy for this season in Roman Josi, and one of everybody's favorite hockey characters will be stopping by. And this is a little bit of a teaser. His old teammate, Scott Hartnell, will be popping by. Hopefully he's grown out those curly red locks for us. And he can put on a show and entertain you fans at home. Okay, and what about Sobalski? What do we get to know about Sobalski? The last time he played video games was probably like Nintendo.
Do your research. Sobalski is the voice of the game. He voices the game.
Well, does that mean he also plays it?
I assume,
Oh, you want to backpedal now, Shawn?
It was right. I'm
going to write this down. I've won my first argument against Shawn, and we haven't even really begun the tournament, so this is great. Well, guys, that wraps things up. Those are the 16 contenders. I'm very excited. A lot of money being raised for charity. Unfortunately, hockey is not back yet, but we're going to have a lot of fun playing these video games, and you're going to get to know more about these guys' personalities behind the scenes, so this is going to be some fun.
Yeah, and you mentioned it. We get to watch these guys play video games, but, as we get you set for the first couple episodes, it's going to be a lot more than that. Like you mentioned, special guests dropping in, a lot of cool moments, a lot of money in the line for charity. You get to see Biz butcher promo codes. You get to see him fluster me because he's always talking, and I'm not sure exactly what he's talking about, but looking forward to it.
And hey, worst case scenario, if you guys aren't entertained, we'll have Shawn's girlfriend wax his chest on national television. We'll all get a laugh and go home.
You could do that anyway.
Wait, I guess we are home. Well, there you have it, folks. That's the introduction to the Sportsnet NHL 20 bracket challenge presented by EA. That was hard, Shawn.
Let's rewind it back. We'll do this a few more times and just nail it. There was
Sportsnet NHL 20 bracket challenge presented by EA.
There was a couple bumps along the road, but we got from point A to point B. I like it.
Reading's not my strongest suit. Come on.